Hi, I'm James Parker, Director of Business Development with ConnectWe. ConnectWe is a new social media site that allows individuals to use the future of social media site, which is streaming video. Basically, you're allowed to be able to see one another and hold online meetings anywhere with anyone in the world. All you need is access to the internet and a webcam on your laptop or a webcam connected to your desktop. The beauty of ConnectWe, once again, is that it allows anyone to be able to see anyone anywhere in the world. The beauty of it is that you're able to see and use the meeting space for up to 8 people at a time. In other words, you can have an online meeting with 8 people from 8 different parts of the world or 8 different parts of the city. Either way, due to the technology of streaming video and the technology that is built into ConnectWe, it makes it incredibly easy. And best of all, it's absolutely free. There's no dial-up. You don't need to call anyone. All you have to do is access the internet. We're very excited to be a part of this conference, as ConnectWe is the future for small and large minority-owned businesses to be able to save money by having meetings with other businesses anywhere in the world. And it's such a powerful tool. We're excited to be able to do that because now you can cut down on time, money, and projects. Imagine being able to have a meeting from your house or from your office with a colleague in another country. That's the beauty of ConnectWe, and it's absolutely free. And once again, you can see up to 8 people at the same time. So we're very proud and very happy to be a part of it, and we're happy that ConnectWe is out there. ConnectWe, again, or rather I didn't say, stands for Connecting the World to Everyone, which is exactly what we're able to do. And for a small minority business to be able to be connected to the world from wherever they are in the world is probably one of the best things that they can do to grow their business. So thank you very much. Once again, I'm James Parker, Business Development Director for ConnectWe.
Welcome to the 2009 Chicago Med Week. In the globalization program, we'll be introducing the concept of globalization for minority-owned business, where we'll explain the 3 steps of globalizations: preparation, orientation, and implementations. We have experts from the Department of Commerce, Commercial Services. We have experienced MBE. We have corporation representative talking to you about globalization as a minority-owned business. We also have experts from the Chinese Consulate Office to explain to you the current business environment in China, and also how to engage in partnership with Chinese business to encourage their participation in your program. Therefore, you will learn how to engage Chinese company in doing business in America. This is a very effective way of expanding your business as a minority business, taking advantage of the supply diversity program for corporation and government agency. So let's take a look at our globalization program. I also want to thank Suncast TV for providing the opportunity to develop programming for minority business. So look for us in the future for more educational programming, and welcome again to Chicago's 2009 Med Week. We have our friends from the Chinese Consul General's office. They're here to help you. They're here to help Chinese companies do business in America, but they're also here to help American companies do business in China. The World Trade Center folks, and we just saw them here from Mid-China Biz, and Patran actually has a great logistic and globalization support programs. And we also are working with Association of Chinese Scientists and Engineers. They're planning to bring about 200 people from China later this year, so we can work with them to perhaps connect you with them, the Chinese companies. Just tell you what we have done so far. First quarter, we created the China Business Forum, joint partnership with Sean. We gathered about 20 business men and women together to talk about doing business in China. The informal discussion. There's some are more experienced, some are less experienced. Kind of talk about some of the issue in a smaller setting. And we introduced the beginning of this program at CBOF, which is the Chicago Minority Business Council's trade fair. We also have a second business forum where we continue the discussion and dialogue.
The Chinese government made 2 important decisions. One was to carry the reform and open door policy. Second was to establish diplomatic relations with the United States. Based on these 2 important decisions, and Chinese economy made great achievements, and the tremendous change took place in China, and the living standard of the Chinese people was raised remarkably. Over the last 30 years, the average growth rate of the Chinese economy was 9.8%, 9.8%, almost 10% highest in the world. And today we have the largest foreign currency reserve in the world, 2.1 trillion. 1971, we had only 100 million US dollars. And first half of this year, the growth rate of Chinese GDP was 7.1%. And can you believe that? First half of this year, more new cars were sold in China than in the United States. 6.9 million new cars were sold in the United States, 4.8 million new cars. For 6.9 sold in China, 4.8 sold in the United States. In terms of Sino-US relationship, to have a healthy, stable relation between China and the United States has been the consistent policy since the President Nixon. And President of China, Mr. Hu Jintao, and President Obama met in April this year in London during the G20 meeting. They agreed on the definition of the Sino-US relationship, which is positive, cooperative, and comprehensive relationship in the 21st century. And July the 27th, 28th, the first round of the strategic and economic dialogue was held in DC. US delegation headed by Hillary Clinton, the Secretary of State, and Timothy Geithner, Secretary of Treasury. And Chinese delegation was led by the Vice Premier and the State Councilor. They discussed everything except landing on the moon. Everything. And it laid the ground, sound the ground for the further long-term development relation between China and the United States.
And truly that I'm not the expert on business, but I'm very honored to be here to share with you some of my thoughts, because I think how to do business with China is such a huge topic. If I want to open the floor, I can spend like a couple of days to talk about everything. But today I just wanted to start my little, speaking with a question. Why should you go to do business with China or within China? I guess it's kind of a homework, why you want to do business with China. Simply because everybody is going to China to do business. I guess that's not a good answer for this question, because it's not a business to follow suit. You have to make up your mind. You have to do your homework. And so, how to do business with China? And there are several approaches. Simply put, there are two approaches. One is trade, another one is investment. So talking about the trade, sure, you have something to sell, or you want to source from China. And so a lot of companies right now here in the US source a lot of products from China every day. And so if you want to do that, sure, it's a good reason. And about the sale products, all sorts of products from China, I'm glad that the US Department of Commerce, the Commercial Service, as well as the MBDA, all has a very good experience, and also it's doing a lot of job in this and provide services, provide experience, provide match up events for all of you. Surely you have to take use of these resources, because they're right now here. They can really offer you help. And so talk about investment. There are a few types of investments you can make in China. You can open up a rep office or representative office. You can open up a branch company. You can set up a joint ventures. You can set up a wholly owned foreign, enterprises, or everybody wants to talk about like a WOFI. It's kind of an interesting name. And so about the rep office, it's just a representative of your parent company here in the US. You cannot do real business in China. It's just a representative. You can reach out to the market to show your products, but you cannot do any real business. You cannot accept any deals or make any orders. But the branch company, sure, you locally register in the city where you're located, and you can sell your products. You can accept orders. And about joint venture, sure, you find a local partner, and you form a company. You set up a factory together. But I think the WFE is a little bit more popular right now because definitely it's easy for you to control, and you can also avoid the possible conflicts with the local partners. And so when you think about this kind of investment, surely you have to think about the locations where you're gonna set up these facilities. And so everybody hear about China, about the big cities like Beijing, Shanghai, or Hong Kong and Shenzhen. They all along the coastal area. And sure, they are the wonderful choices because everything there seems ready, and the resources are ready, and the infrastructure is ready, and the people are more opposed to the outside world, and the business people are more adapted to the foreign practice, and sure, big interest. But I also wanted to say that there are vast inland cities in China, like the middle part, like the western part, like the northeastern part. And so from the national level, the Chinese government has very strong national strategies, like the Go Inland campaign, and it's mainly in the middle of China, like the Midwest here, in the United States, in some big cities, Wuhan, because the U.S. has newly opened a new consulate general in Wuhan, the city that's the capital city of the Hubei province. And we also have the Great Western Development Strategy, go to the further west, and kind of like the American Going West campaign. George mentioned about the partnership with TIA, that's Tianjin Economic Development Area. And right now, the central government of China has put up a new strategy to develop the Tianjin Binhai New Area. And it's the very hot spot right now in China, because we believe within the next 10 to 15 years, that area will be a new Pudong Shanghai. And sure, if you are looking for the locations, that's also a place you have to look at it. And sure, every country has their incentives to attract foreign investment. China does have these incentives. Generally speaking, nationally, it's all somewhat similar, no big difference. But every local cities, local economic development areas have their own incentives. And sure, and the thing is that you should have your good project, as you have a very good negotiation skills to negotiate these kind of incentives. I believe everybody has to visit China if you really want to do business with China. If you never travel to China, stop doing business with China, because probably you heard about a lot about China from different types of media sources, but you have to see from your eyes and to find out what the real possibilities, real opportunities there in China. George also mentioned there are a lot of existing resources available for you to take, like the Department of Commerce, Commercial Service, and these BTA, as well as the state of Illinois has office in Shanghai, and the city of Chicago also has office in Shanghai, and also a lot of companies here like Vectran, and they all do a lot of business with China. They have their own experience, a very rich experience and personnel to support and to provide this service. And also our consulate is located right here in Chicago, and Hong Kong also has a development agency here in Chicago. So we're all here to help you, and we want to provide the service we have. If you have any other questions, you can just reach out to us. We're very happy to answer any questions, provide the information we have.
Country LLC was established in 1985 with a clear vision of becoming a premium full-service international domestic freight forwarder and largest company. We have since grown with 5 direct offices in major China market, and as well as the numbers of the joint venture with our business partner throughout the globe. Recently, we have achieved Class 8 freight forwarder status in China, and achievements which we're very proud of. We have an intensive network of global partners and are able to provide clients with the service option in every corner of the world. Recently, we have, with the assistance of our business partner, we have been concentrating expanding our presence and service option, the capability to building volumes in Central South America, and India, and Pakistan, and Africa. And our mission statement for Tetra is very simple, and we have never changed. Our mission is to contribute to the success of our client by providing competitive pricing, the value-added service, mostly the active, the largest solution. We pride ourselves on our principle of integrity, honesty, and respect our client partner. We believe that those principles have served us well as also contributed to the success of the patrons. Sorry. In addition to providing our client with the standard logistic ocean import export distribution trade show service and all the standard special equipment, we also provide overseas sourcing in China. Through China Discovery, we also participate business exchange assistance.
I'd like to first do a show of hands and see how many of you have, say, been to China. Wow, more than I expected. Well, I guess I can just pack up and go home now. What am I here talking about China for? How many of you have been actively involved in some sort of China business? Okay, so a lot of tourists then. How many of you here are very actively interested in looking into China? Nobody? Okay, all of you, right? Otherwise you're in the wrong room. Okay, so, well, you know, for some of you, the challenge has been especially for small, mid-sized companies. Of course, most of the minority-owned businesses fall into this category. When you first come to a foreign market like China, you know, the challenges are always, well, where do I start? Who do I talk to? You know, how can I find out how, you know, others are doing it, and so on and so forth. Luckily, you have, you know, great organizations like, you know, the MBDA and some of the partner organizations, the Detroit China Business Association, a lot of local chambers of commerce types, and other law firms and CPA firms. You know, a lot of these organizations do put out events, you know, a lot of seminars, forums, and so on and so forth. A lot of them are annual. Well, that's the problem. The intrinsic shortcoming of these programs is that it's annual. It's not consistent. It lacks follow-ups. You know, what's next? Well, let's find out in a year. Well, I got to do something next month. And of course, another thing is the depth. You know, from learning to doing is quantum leap. How do you actually go about doing it? After you hear people talk about the same things 10 times, it doesn't mean that you already know how to do it. So, Meet China Biz was created exactly with these needs in mind. Meet China Biz is basically a network of companies interested in China. It's simultaneously playing the role of you can say an association, an alliance, or a chamber of commerce, and also a back-end office operation like a in-house China Council or in-country support, your China rep on the ground in China. The reason being, well, I just talked about some of the shortcomings of the programs that organizations like Chamber of Commerce, associations will put out. Well, you have great educational platform to provide information, education, but then you lack the depth, you lack the follow-up, you lack the capabilities to actually, hold hands when you actually go about doing it. So we also, created the second leg, which is the operational end of it. So we want to combine the best of both worlds. The depth, the width, the education platform, and then the depth, the follow-ups, the actual hands-on enabling capabilities. So we have gone around and started copying ourselves, because we've been doing this fairly well, very successfully. So we actually set up 7 chapters. We came out of Boston, and we went to Connecticut later, and then New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Philadelphia, and now we're here in Chicago. So that's why I'm here. The idea is that we want to inform, educate, not only inform small, mid-sized, minority businesses and educate them about doing business in China. We also want to help them enable. We want to enable them with our on-the-ground operational capabilities. So we went ahead and developed 3 program tracks on the platform end, namely executive roundtables, which is a place where like-minded business owners and executives get together and share concerns and compare notes and learn from each other's experiences. So everybody becomes better informed and prepared in their new or ongoing China business pursuits. It's sort of like a group counseling session. It's collective learning, peer networking. And we've also created inbound matchmaking events where we bring in dozens to sometimes over 100 business executives directly from China to meet with our U.S. counterparts in different U.S. cities. This is something great for those who lack either time or budget, or both, to go to China right away. But then when people become more ready, then we take them on these business development missions. We've done 14 so far since 2002, and we basically, on average, we do twice a year, 1 to twice a year, and we visit multiple cities. Programs we created to work for large groups of people as a nonprofit platform. In the back-end office, we actually work as a in-house China counsel or China advisor. We also have 3 offices in China, one in Beijing, one in Shanghai, one in Guangzhou. We actually take care of on-the-ground support from some market studies, introduction meetings, due diligence, troubleshooting, communication, negotiations, to quality inspections, to marketing sales activities. So we do them for our high-level members, basically our clients, but since they're already well sort of into our process, these are really our high-level members, because they, if you think of those programs as grades you have to graduate from to become better and better, prepared and enabled, and then now finally you're in the operation, and then we also help you in that process. So, I guess that's pretty much what I have to say about New China Biz. Again, I would like to invite you to go to our website. It's got thousands of pages. You can easily get lost, especially with those hundreds of photos. And so it's pretty extensive. I challenge you to visit it and try to find out more about ourselves and not get lost.